Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be working on some Industrialcraft stuff, getting further along in this mod pack. Hopefully you guys are ready. Well, we have a few things that I plan on getting done today, and I would love to get into the blast furnace. I don't know if we're going to make it to it in this episode, but we're going to work towards it in this episode. I do need to go mining. That's the big thing that I need to do. I was looking at the recipe for this. It is pretty intensive to get to the blast furnace. It's the only way we're going to be able to get steel, and we need steel to be able to move on. We need to find some rubber trees, so we'll probably do that today. So we'll get the rubber, get those set up. By the way, I built another fluid tank and just hooked it up to here. That gives it 16 more buckets worth of storage. So I don't have to worry about that, and all I did was set it to pull. That's what's so good about these fluid tanks is they work, they extract fluids without the need of any kind of pipe or anything like that. Also, I added a obsidian binding to this guy, and you may be wondering, well, how do I get obsidian? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is go outside, find you somewhere with a unlimited water source like that. Throw your bucket of water in there, throw your bucket of lava in there, and bam! I don't know how the blood got in there. I really don't. But there is blood in there. I think maybe something spawned in here, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, you see we have molten one block of molten obsidian. Well, I can drain that one block in here, and thus I have obsidian. So putting that obsidian on here, it gave me a mining level of diamond. I need a mining level of obsidian. I think the only thing this did was add some durability to the pick, which it's still not the greatest pick. I just thought I would add some obsidian since I do have access to that material. When I get better materials, I will definitely change this pick. But getting this blast furnace is going to push us towards hopefully getting a hammer, so it'll make mining a lot easier. But at the moment, that's what we're stuck with. We're stuck with this pick. And I don't have any materials that's really going to help with that. So I do need to definitely keep this guy full of stuff. And what I need to do is automate it. That would probably be the best step to do. That way, while we're mining, we can go ahead and have this thing automated. I did look at, what was it, a timer? There's a timer that we could use, the timer from Dark Utilities I love, or there's a clock. Right here, redstone clock. But see, we don't have access to redstone yet, so a redstone clock would work, or the other thing. This is actually probably cheaper, very, very much so, from extra utilities. So we'll probably go with the clock instead of the timer. I do like the timer, but the clock will definitely work fine. So we'll go ahead and use this, and then underneath here we'll have to set a chest. So we'll dig this out and set a chest up with a hopper, and hook up our hopper over here. So we have our hopper that'll go into here, and that'll push items into it. I might need to break this so we can at least access the bottom there. So yeah. Now we can access our smeltery. So you see we got molten iron. Go ahead and get us our block pulled out of there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and set some stuff in here. Hopefully it will automate them. It does have a pretty big internal capacity since we have it stacked up. But unfortunately it's not very big, so we can't put too much in at a time. But as you can see, we put the hopper in, it actually goes in there and starts cooking up. So that's pretty nice. I would like to get copper, tin. We're going to need a bunch of tin for this. I don't think iron and tin mend or mix together. I don't think so. But yeah, it's all going to go in there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it blends. But I would like to kind of get this automated. I don't know if... I mean, I really have to get some redstone. I'm going to be mining really soon. So doing that's not going to be an issue. But what we're going to need to get is a chest. That's simple enough. And we'll kind of get back up here real quick. Kind of dug myself in a hole, but let's get up and out. Alright, I do have a chest right in here. And this chest should work just fine. We're going to have to place it right here. And I think it should work like this, and it should suck the items out. Okay, so right now we have molten iron set. If I fill this up, it should pull it out with the hopper. Yes, it does, and go into the chest. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, and we can close this back up. There's no need for that. Awesome. And now we can just access our stuff down here. Sweet. Now I can go ahead and make the clock. Let me go ahead and get the torches out. I should be able to make that clock. And it's pretty simple to do. Looks like granite and some red, or just some stone and yeah, regular stone. So just some stone, 4 stone, 4 redstone, and what else was it? And 5 redstone. Need that, and 1 stick. And we should be able to make this thing, right? Perfect. Bam. We have that made. I don't know how configurable this is, but it should work. Let's place it right here. And as you can see, it's starting to work. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any UI or anything like that. So, but it does work, and we are automating now. So our smeltery is basically automated. Awesome. Actually, is there any way? You know what? I really don't like this. Well, I have to have access to this so I can kind of see what's going on. So really, that's going to be our best bet. We need to get mostly our iron cooked up in here. So that's going to be something else that really needs to be done. It's just how awkward this space is really why it looks so bad. But we're going to need to get into Industrialcraft 2. So it's pretty weird to get into. I'm not too familiar with the new version. I have not actually done that. I remember it back in the day. Like, it was one of my favorite mods. Industrialcraft was one of my favorite mods back in like early 1.7 when 1.7 modding was becoming popular. And I loved that mod back then. But I have not used that since then. So it's been a long time since I've actually messed around with Industrialcraft. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So we need to read our industrial age section so we know what to do. It says the next goal is making steel to be able to craft flint and steel to get into the nether. Okay, so that makes sense. It says you're now ready to build your first machine from Industrialcraft 2. For that, you'll need to find rubber trees and make a forge hammer, which needs treated sticks made from creosote oil from the coke oven. Plants need 2 ingots. Oh, plates need 2 ingots, so you should make a metal former pretty fast. And of course, a macerator to double your ores. The macerator needs 8 diamonds, and the metal former needs 4, so you should go mining for those. Also, to be able to craft the metal former, you need a compressor first. As a side note, the storage crate, which is a crafting ingredient for the metal former, is a great big chest you should consider using. Okay, making the extractor is also a good investment, so that you use less sticky resin getting rubber. The extractor is a good investment. Okay. That's the first section. Then it says next on your list is main blast furnace. Okay, so the blast furnace section is later. We need to go get some rubber trees. And we also need a tap. Alright, off to the distance, I do see a couple, it looks like. I seen the thing sticking up off the top. Okay. Awesome. We have a resin spot on this guy. So, bam. We got ourselves some resin, so sticky resin. It looks like that's the only spots on this tree. Doesn't really matter though, because we're gonna break this tree anyways. There's another tree right there. Awesome. And there's a tree right here, and they all have taps on them. Whoa, that shoots really far. So I went ahead and planted all 16 saplings that I ended up finding. We have 51 sticky resin, and we have a bunch of wood here. So, let's go ahead and start working with this resin. Now, this resin can, I'm pretty sure, be cooked up into the rubber balls, which is what we're going to want to do to basically get started. And we were, let's go ahead and look in Industrialcraft. We need some way to power all of our stuff that we're going to be working on getting. And a generator, I think, is going to be our best bet, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like we need some insulated coil, some tin cable we get from getting some cutters, which we have to get plates for in order to get the cutters. So we need a forge hammer, first of all. Let's go ahead and take a look at the forge hammer. I think I can probably pull it up by doing the plates. There we are. Forge hammer. So we need some iron and some treated sticks. Now to get treated wood, we have some creosote oil in here. And it actually looks like we're doing really good. I might need to make some more of these. You can definitely stack them. But creosote oil and some wood. And we're gonna need some buckets. Alright, so I think I have a bucket in here. At least I thought I had a bucket in here. There it is. Awesome. So we'll take this, grab ourselves a bucket of creosote oil, set it in the middle, and surround this with plates, or with planks. And we'll get treated wood. Now, let's go back and forth, because I don't have this moved, but we'll just go ahead and grab it for now. We just throw this in here, and we'll get a bunch. Because it holds its inventory, which is pretty nice. And we just keep popping it back in there. Oop, I keep forgetting to grab it. And we can make a bunch of this treated wood. We're going to need it later on, and plus it looks really nice. Eventually you can probably automate this process if you plan on using this wood a lot. But you can see it's not too hard to get, and it doesn't really cost that much. You just need creosote oil. But eventually creosote oil can be used as a fuel. It can't be used as a fuel at the moment, but it can be used as a fuel later on. Alright, 64. That's exactly what we wanted. So we need sticks, and treated sticks are made like this, and we also need some iron. So let's grab our iron, and it was simply made like this. And that gets us a hammer. And we got a trophy? What is this? Trophy forge hammer. Oh, how cool is that? That is so neat. Okay, so we have that done. That's you know what? That's really cool. We're gonna have to find a place for those. So we have that done. Let's go ahead and move on to the thing that we're going to need to do, which is definitely get all of our iron that we currently have, get it pulled out of here, which we did, and we're also going to need tin, as much tin as we possibly have. I don't see much tin, actually. I know I grabbed tin. I guess we can go ahead and pull out bauxite, since we're going to need that smelted up. But I thought I got some tin. Maybe I didn't. I know where a bunch of tin's at, though. So I'm not too worried about that. Unless we need a lot of tin. I just think it's mostly iron, though, that we need. So here's this recipe for the generator. That actually looks a lot easier. This is a tier 1, same thing. It just doesn't require an iron furnace. Why would there be an easier recipe like that? Oh, it needs a basic machine casing. Okay, so this one requires 5 iron and 3. This requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It requires the same, so they're both the same. They're just arranged differently. So the battery, that's the only thing that's going to cost a little bit, and we do need 10. But I think we have enough to make that generator. So let's go ahead and I guess grab all the tin that we have, which is this. I thought I had mined up some more tin, but I guess I didn't. We're gonna need some redstone, and wire cutters I think are made out of iron. And then what else was there? Yeah, that's tin cable with the rubber that we cooked up. Okay. And we should, I think everything else is just crafting. So I'm going to try and craft up most of the machines that we're going to need. I'm also going to have to go out and get some more tin, but I'll be right back. So the metal former, mixed metal ingot, metal former requires this toolbox, which requires bronze item casings. And how do you get bronze? That's my question. It looks like an alloy smeltery, but you still need RF. There's an alloy furnace. It looks like copper and tin. Can I make it in the alloy smelt in here? 2 copper and 1 tin. That's what I'm kind of confused about. So let me go ahead and turn this guy off, because he will cause problems, I'm sure. So we need copper and tin. So 3 copper. I think that's what the recipe was saying for the other stuff. Right? 3 copper, 1 tin, and an alloy furnace. Oh, this would actually work. Alloy furnace, refined iron ingot. Just an iron ingot that's smelted again, and 2 iron furnaces. Yeah, that still may not be... Well, you know what? That's actually not that bad of a recipe, to be honest. It just requires a lot of iron. So actually, we're going to go ahead and make this guy. And this actually should work just fine, now that I look at it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have plenty of iron to be able to make this thing. So, alright, I'll be back once I get some more stuff done. Just thought I would stop and say that I had that little hiccup. Okay, so just forget exactly what I said there, because I was completely wrong. You can't actually do this without a furnace, so you can't do that. But instead, it really doesn't make this clear, but this is how you actually need to do it. So I'm pretty sure it's tin and copper, like I said earlier. So let's get our copper that we have. We have 3 copper, and let's kind of clear this up a little bit, actually. So we have our copper right here, and we need our tin. 1 tin, right, is all we need. If we come over here in this guy, I think we can put this back in here, and it will grind this stuff up into the powder, and then we can craft the powder into what we need. So that, I think, is how the mod developer wanted you to make this stuff. And I think that's one of the only ways we're going to be able to get bronze. I don't know how many it actually gives you for this. So we may just have to come back next episode and get further on into the Industrialcraft section. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this episode, enjoying this playthrough, please don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. I really appreciate you guys. You're awesome, and as always, thanks for watching.